My name is Michael St.Germain. I am a visual artist, a painter, and a sculptor. I have been painting for about 25 years. I work primarily with acrylic. I started out with a goal of being a representational painter, but within about 4 years I stumbled into what I'd consider my kind of abstract style of working. It's more like a clunky type of off-kilter minimalism. Recently I've started making objects out of plaster. I've also tried casting some plaster in molds I make out of tin foil. At one point I used some ceramic and I made a little army of dogs. 10 years ago I started writing little poems and seeking out a way to incorporate them in my artwork. A lot of times I find that I'm inspired when I'm driving. More times than not I am left with a scrap of paper, then I proceed to fill it in or work over variations or permutations on an idea. I'm actually done with a piece of paper. It kind of looks like crazy person's writing. This is how these things unfold. I have written with pencil on top of eggs that I've blown out and perched on top of a little cement block. I've stenciled text onto dollar bills, hand painted text onto life jackets. I've used Photoshop to float text over self-portraits in a parody of commercial on TV. And I did make a rap video about the king of art, my bid for greatness. 99 parts me. If you want to make art history, that's how you should be. Do do da, do do da, do do da, do do da. I got a stream of consciousness. It gushes over banks. It sends me running for my scuba tanks. What I most get out of working with words is I get very engaged with it when I'm thinking of words, trying to weave them together. It's a very visual process, which, not to sound crazy though I might, I actually kind of simultaneously visualize while looking at some object with my eyes open. The challenge is making weaving words together in such a manner that they'll have a fluid sound and structure, and they'll also be, at least in my mind, evocative of visual kind of spaces or imagery. Because my poems are, in many cases, shorter than a sentence, so if you had a reading, it would be between the absurd and the ridiculous. Wind skips over aqueous hide, sweeps dark hackles to the side. That's all there is to it. Foaming crests pile on bar, glow like marble from afar. Tethered to a winter stake, perfect circle hull does make. Sort of early on, I kind of figured that it would be interesting, given how short the poems are, to present them in a visual manner. Objects on walls, painting my poems on panels. When you put a panel of canvas on the wall, there are all these associations which I think would amplify the potency. It's art. These things will conspire to put people in the frame of mind to look at these as pictures. A series of paintings on which I stencil in phrases from closed captioning, and I think these phrases are extremely evocative of imagery and places. I'm more interested in the words that tend to arrive between parentheses in a film. Footsteps approaching, keyboard clattering, jazz music leaking from hallway, helicopter whirring in distance. Things that suggest that there's some influence from location nearby or far away that's just on the edge of perception. My word art, they are supposed to suggest, I wouldn't say memento mori, like a passing moment, because the moments I'm interested in, they could be construed as either very specific or in a way they're very vague, that you can't really tell when they happen. I'm trying to evoke an image of something perhaps timeless. So they're supposed to be as a specific vague. I've arrived at a point in my word art where I see it's coming to a head to a series of paintings that will realize what I've been kind of hoping for all along, that my words can simultaneously function as sound, tone, and also picture.
The only thing I ever wanted to be was an artist with integrity.